guys, welcome back to Homeschool and Live with Lauren and Amanda. We're both here again with you today. So we are back for another show and tell video to go along with the show and tell playlist that Abby at Rooted and Rest and Jessica at the Waldock Way put together. So we are going to be doing homeschool through the holidays.
Yay! That's my favorite.
How we plan it and what we're going to do this year. Each of us have made our plans, and this is what it's going to look like at our house. So welcome, and we're glad to have you here today.
Okay, so why should you do Christmas school? Because it is so fun and it is worth it with the time with your kids. Like I think every year I've always done Christmas activities, but you know, as the kids age and they get into more stuff and their schedules get crazy, like you have to be so much more intentional about it. So last year was our first like chucking, throwing aside. Which part is it?
Either one.
Yeah, throwing aside some of our other stuff to do a real, like a more in-depth Christmas school. And I just want to tell you, it is worth it to make it happen. So do it.
It was kind of our first year as well. Like we've done stuff when they were little every year, but being intentional with planning Christmas school last year, that was our first year to do that.
Because you only get so many, and so it's just cozy, and they love it. So do it.
And usually by this time of year, we're ready for a break. Yeah.
Don't tell my kids that, but yes, I'm ready for a break.
Through the fall season, we do a lot of sports and activities and stuff. And so by this time, I know y'all are still kind of going, but life slows down a little bit, even around the holidays. Yes. I feel like for sports, you know, you won't have quite as many games.
That is not true for basketball.
I know. We don't do basketball, so that's for us. But it's a good time to just slow down and enjoy time together as a family. So we're going to talk a little bit about the basic kind of outline of how we do Christmas school in our home. So for us, we do an Advent study as a family, and then I also do one with my kids during our morning time, like our Bible time during the day. We also do some art study, some nature study, book activities, and just along with our Bible stuff like memory work, scripture memory, hymns, those things. So that's the basic outline of what we do. We also include some Advent activities, like fun things that we do, kind of a bucket list, I guess you would call it, of Christmas activities. And so the first thing I'm going to talk about a little bit is our Advent study. Sorry, I'm looking down at my notes, so just trying to remember. But our Advent study this year is from Good Morning Girls is the one I'm using. It's just a printable, free printable on I actually found it on Pinterest online, and it just walks you through 4 weeks of Advent, and it talks about hope, love, joy, and peace. And every day, and they break it down like 5 days a week, so your normal school week, every day has a different scripture reading that we read and discuss, and there's also a memory verse each week that goes along with the topic for that week. So it will be, it'll go along with hope for this week, and the next one will be about love and joy. So we read this week thus far, we started it on Mondays, so that was this first week of Advent for us is like the last week of November, but we did some readings from like John, the book of John, and then we've done Jeremiah, and we'll move on to Isaiah. It's just different readings that correlate with this. And then also to go along with that, we do hymn study. And what we're going to do this year is just walk through our hymn study book. And I meant to bring that in here with me, but I'm just going through and picking the carols out, and it just talks about that particular hymn or carol, when it was written, the story behind it, and we'll listen to the song or sing it on YouTube. And so we've done a few of those, and just every day that it works out, we'll just do a different hymn, and we're not learning a specific one this year. We're just kind of going over all the different carols and such. I think that was for the Advent portion. That was what we're doing. And then the other thing we're also including in our morning time is geography. And that's included in the rest of the year. We've actually been doing U.S. geography this year because we're doing American history. But we're going to take a break from that, and we're going to do Christmas around the world, and we're going to talk about a few different countries. And we did this last year as a family and spent quite a bit of time on some different countries. But this year, I think we've decided to do Canada, Mexico, Brazil, and maybe France. So we're just going to watch some videos about the country and the different things they do there during Christmas time. And we usually bake some kind of dish that is local to that area that day. So, and where I found some of these links, I can put links in the description below, but Freedom Homeschooling has some great things for geography around the world during Christmas time. So I think that was the few things I was going to talk about.
Okay. Well, basically everything she said, we're doing the exact same thing, just a couple of minor tweaks. I probably have 20 different Advent books like under my Christmas tree. And so we might go through one of those. I haven't decided. I'm really thinking about this one. It's all creation waits. It's kind of more about like, instead of, I guess, necessarily the birth of Jesus, it's more like why we need that new hope and new beginning. So it's got 25 animals. I might not do all 25. I might just, I just have a lot of resources. I might just loop this in, like do a couple of animals. And I'm sure, thanks to Art Hub for Kids, that is not a plug. We just use them every week. We'll probably draw whatever.
Today.
Yeah, we did for co-op today.
Yes.
So that would be something. And then for my Christmas around the world, I'm doing a little bit different countries. After we come back from our break, we're going to go into World War I. And so we're also doing the U.S. geography, but I'm going to switch and do Christmas around the world. And I'm going to do like Germany, Great Britain, France, and I think probably more over there, because in our geography we're drawing the United States. So those are going to be the 3 or 4 countries I'm going to focus on. And so for our hymns, I was going to do that, like kind of the history of the carols and where it came from and who wrote it and why. But my daughter is actually wrote a Christmas program for our church, and she has asked that the kids all memorize these 2 hymns. And my boys are not that great at memorizing songs, so I think I'm just going to take those 2 hymns and we are just going to do those 2 hymns, like go really deep to try to help her out. So I kind of had to pivot, I guess, on that, which I'm okay with that. There's so much you can do with the hymn study, you know, basically what we said, the who wrote it and the why and the scriptures to go with it and why they wrote it, you know, all that good stuff. So
we've done that in the past, like just really focused in, and it's helped the kids definitely like get down some of those main carols we sing at church every year.
Well, and one thing we've been doing with our hymn study in our regular book basket is I've been having them write, this is kind of silly, but emojis to go with the lyrics.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just silly, but they like that. They do. I have a couple of kids that works well for them.
That's a good idea.
So we'll probably do some emojis to our Christmas hymns that are going to be in our church production. That sounds really big. Our church thing. So, other than that, so we're going to do art, poetry, and nature. So I am not good at like art studies. I always have these great intentions of art studies, but I usually don't do them really well. And so how I'm going to do art studies is actually Lauren Sweat, she changed my mind when I got here. I had previously printed off a list of like great artists and the title of their artwork, and we were just going to pull it up on our TV big every day, and I was going to ask them questions about how would this make you feel, or look at those colors, or all your typical art questions. But I do think the Christmas season art is very pretty. But you can tell them what you swayed me to change to and why you're doing your artist.
Okay, we're gonna do Norman Rockwell. He was on my list of artists to study this year for American artist. I was gonna try to focus mostly on American artists this year, so I think Rockwell will be really fun to do around Christmas time. He has a lot of really fun Christmas prints and paintings and stuff, so we're gonna focus on learning about him and his biography and studying his prints, mostly the Christmas ones.
And so I'm switching to that because it makes sense, because we're doing American history this year, and that will, even though it's like pausing for Christmas school, it still will go into our history. So I'm great with that.
Yeah.
And then a poem. If you watched our October goals video, one of my goals was to memorize a seasonal poem with my kids. I have learned that I've got a couple of kids who love it. I mean, they don't always like act like they do, but like at the end they do. And so instead of, for our memorization, we're going to memorize a Christmas poem. And I have a bunch already written down, and I'm going to do the same thing I did in October. I'm going to print them and put them in my kids' morning basket folders, and then they get to vote and pick. and that's the one we'll do. Because if they're not excited about it, it's a torture. So I'm just going to let them pick because that's what we're going to do for our poetry. And nature, I guess we'll do some of this, like with our animals. And we've got some books we're going to share at the end that a lot of your nature studies comes in. But we do a lot of evergreen type things and what happens to certain plants and animals in the winter. We will go, my goal is we try to go on like a nature walk at least once a week during the Christmas season and gather stuff. And then as always, we paint it or draw it with a YouTube tutorial because we bought some pretty nice art supplies. We have like good watercolors and pastels and markers and colored pencils. And so the kids enjoy sitting down to do that. So that's how we're going to incorporate that in.
We kind of, with poetry, we haven't picked a particular one, but we read one Christmas poem this week, I guess I should say, and we're going to kind of read through them and stuff, but we've been learning one for the year as well. So
like, are you doing like that you started in August?
Yeah.
Is it a long one?
It's not super long. We'll probably change after the first year. I think we've almost got it down, but we're doing America for Me by Henry Van Dyke. So
so fancy.
Well, I thought it'd be fun to go along with America. So I haven't picked one for Christmas, but we might do it too. That sounds fun, like learning.
I'll share my links with you.
Okay, that would be great. So, and as far as nature, art, we've talked about, we're kind of doing the same things. Yeah.
And so another big part of our Christmas school, this is my favorite part. I've been doing this before I knew that YouTube or Instagram was a thing. Like, I'm just passionate about it. I love it. Is Christmas books and the activities to go with them. So I'm like, that's my favorite part. I have so many, but you can go ahead and tell what you're doing.
Yeah, she loves her Christmas books.
I do.
She has a huge thing built in her house just for her Christmas books. So.
And if anybody asks about Christmas books, I'm like, oh, can I talk? Can I talk?
Yeah. Have you outgrown your bin yet?
Yes. Yep. I have like, now instead of one bin, I have like 3 and 4, like in different places in the house so it doesn't look so cluttered.
Well, you've inspired me. We've collected a lot more Christmas books since we've been friends. So, I mean, we've had some, but we've definitely had a lot more than then.
Just buy it. Just get the book. Keep it.
So we're going to do the same thing. We're both doing book days. My family personally, we've picked one book a week for about 3 weeks. I have 3 picked out right now. We might pick one more, but the closer we get to Christmas, it just
gets crazy.
Too many activities going on. So our books of choice are this year, The Year of the Perfect Christmas Tree by
a good one.
Gloria Houston. That is our first book. And what we'll do is we'll read this book for the week, and then we will just do activities that kind of correlate or go along with it. So obviously it's about the Christmas tree that they picked, so we'll probably do a watercolor Christmas tree and just talk about some of the traditions. This book was actually, the time setting's about where we're at in history right now too.
Oh, don't you love it when that happens?
It is neat, yeah. And I didn't intentionally pick it for that reason. I just was like, I'm gonna do this one this year because we did some different ones last year. And so we can even read like this book to go along with that too, The Legend of the Christmas Tree.
There's another one. It's called The Christmas Farm. It's so good.
Yes,
it's so
I've
good.
read that.
About
We've
the
read
lady
it.
who plants the, and her neighbor boy helps her. Okay.
I think we got that from the library or something. We did that one. So,
I have it on hold.
Dude, I don't have it right. We use the same library system, so we're always like, did you get that book? Yep. So our other book we're going to do is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and we're just going to have a fun Grinch day. We're going to probably watch the movie, one of the movies, and then we'll obviously read the book and have the meal, what is it?
Roast beast?
Beast, that's what it is, roast beast and hash. Yeah.
Well, my 7-year-old, he just had a birthday, and it was a Grinch birthday because it's in November, so we had roast beast and humac and humash and all the things.
That'll be fun.
But what's your favorite movie version? Y'all can tell us yours too.
I used to say it was the Jim Carrey real life one and stuff, but I like the new animated one that just came out. I do like it.
Mine's the cartoon, the one that you like.
Dude, yeah.
I think the music is funny. It even doesn't it have like some like Christian hymns playing in the background a couple times. So it sold me. I'm for that one.
Yeah. I mean, the original one's good. It's short, and we probably will watch it too. Like
the Dr. Seuss one.
The very original one, but yeah. I like the cartoon version. It's good. So our last book we're going to do is A New Coat for Anna.
You have to have this book.
It is a good book. No, it's great. And it's set in the aftermath of World War II.
Yes.
So it's close to the time period we're talking about, or we're in history, I guess I should say. And just a good story. We'll do an art project, or maybe draw her coat or something. I don't know. We'll look through it and kind
of. You could do a writing project, like a process for the kids of how to get from something to, you know, something else at the end. It's so good.
Yeah,
I love that.
Her mother's making her the coat for Christmas. So those are a few of our books.
Yeah. I think I told Lauren, I think I'm just going to do a whole video on my favorite Christmas book recommendations, but that would probably be like 10 videos. So I should probably just do like maybe my top 10.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Can you narrow it down?
Well, I don't know. But we're going to do the same type of stuff, and just pull it out of my basket, and I've already got some ideas of what activities I want to do. Some are repeaters that we do every year. Well, basically, because I've got 2 sets of kids. I've got 2 older ones and 2 younger ones, who my older ones have done a lot, but my younger 2 haven't got to do the activities. So last year was the first year we did just cycling in and out. I quit waiting for everybody to always be around, and I just started doing. And it has to be that way sometimes. So.
When you get older ones, you know, these high schoolers, they have busy lives.
Oh, I wrote down some books, but I'll share them in a post.
Do you want to tell about read alouds as well? We talked about picture books.
Okay,
but,
yes.
What we're doing for read alouds.
This is kind of funny. Well, number one, I'll just tell the first read aloud I'm doing. I'm doing Truce. It's about World War I and the day they stopped fighting, but it's only like 6 chapters. It's real short. We're already almost finished with it, and so I just wanted to sneak that one in because we are studying World War I right now. But I wrote down what I was going to read next because I always want to, during Christmas school, I want to chuck or chunk, somebody's going to correct me on that, throw away, put aside some of our regular stuff, and I just want it to be fun. So I just pick a read aloud that has nothing to do with what we're doing and just go with it. And so I picked The Vanderbeekers. And I have it on hold at the library, but guess who has it?
Me.
So we are both going to do the same read aloud. So now I have to go buy mine because she won't be finished with it by the time I'm trying to read it.
No.
But that's okay. I'll just add it to my collection.
Yeah. We have not read any of the Vanderbeeker series.
We haven't either, so I was excited.
This is the first one, and it's set at Christmas time, so I think it'll be fun.
But even though we're going to read the same one, if you have never done a Christmas read aloud, I think they should do The Family Under the Bridge.
Oh, yeah. We love that one.
That's such a good one.
We did that one last year. And we're also reading, we're actually reading it right now before we start The Vanderbeekers, the Best Christmas Pageant Ever, Best Worst Christmas Pageant Ever. Yeah.
Which, there's a bunch of Vanderbeekers books. So what's the one we're doing? What does it say?
Of 141st Street.
Yeah, because it's about them. Oh, we have sneakers running by. Kids are running by.
Our house is full of kids right now, so.
But it's actually a Christmas book, and there's so many good ones. But anyway, it's just kind of funny that we didn't talk about it and pick the same one.
Yeah, that is funny. So, so I think we've covered most of our what we're kind of doing in our home is changing up our morning time essentially to be very Christmas themed. So a lot of those things, I think, the Bible portion, the book reading time, and the poetry, the artist, all of those things. I think that was in the geography. So that's our morning time section. And along with that, our family just definitely has a lot of traditions and things that we do extra along the way. So we have this is actually a printable from Alicia Hutchinson. She had like a December lesson plan. So I printed that off, and we're just filling it in like a bucket list and just all the things. I just asked the kids again, what do you want to do again this year? Because I want to do what they like, not what everyone doesn't like to do, and everybody's complaining about doing. So the extra stuff for us are these things. Christmas movie nights or days, making gingerbread houses, making and decorating. This is the one they really want to do, is the fancy Christmas cookies, the royal icing. We
made some the other day, and we should do that together.
Yeah, like my kids.
We can have our big girls do it. They can make our icing for us.
We've been watching the cook-off, the Christmas cookie bake-off, or whatever it's called, the one with Ray Drummond, the Pioneer Woman, that she judges, and my kids love that show. So they want to do it as a bake-off challenge this year. Next
co-op.
That would be so fun. Yep. So just things like that. We go pick out ornaments every year. The kids get new ornaments. We celebrate St. Nicholas Day. They requested a Christmas puzzle. We've actually been doing that for a couple
I have a Christmas puzzle.
Do you?
Yes. First time.
We hang out a lot together, I guess. So we've done that for the last 2 Christmases, like around Christmas time. So they were like, are we going to get a new Christmas puzzle? So
I'm excited. I actually tried to move a table into my hallway to do it, but my family made me move it because they said they couldn't walk around it.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't have a good place.
I think
in the
gonna
schoolroom.
leave one up in the schoolroom. Yeah.
But my schoolroom is in the other end of my house, so it's hard.
Nobody wants to go in there.
No.
Yeah. So those are our extra things, and we've done them differently every year. Like this year, I just kind of have a bucket list, and I think we're just going to put it on the fridge and check it off on the days we do things. One year we did the strips of paper with it written and made the paper chain and took it off, or we had little slips of paper in like a calendar, and we did it that way every day. But anyway, there's just different fun extra things we like to do.
Well, I guess we need to talk about, I hope we've gotten you excited about all the fun and how it's worth it, but how do we actually make time to do it? Like, it can be overwhelming. Like, you're probably thinking, how do we do all that? Well, we quit doing a lot of our other stuff, and it's okay. It is okay, I promise. Something that I think we're both going to do is we are going to stop our writing. We both do IEW writing, which is awesome. Pretty intense. My kids have already written several papers this year. Has yours?
Yeah.
And so we're just not going to do that. And instead, it won't be every day, but I'm going to pull in some Christmas writing prompts, more creative writing, because they're not getting to do creative writing. They're having to do like reports and research and summaries. And so they'll still be writing, but it'll be more Christmassy. Yeah. And so, and like basically Christmas School is going to take care of all of our enrichments, all of the extra stuff we do in our book basket time. Like I'm not going to do this time, and it's only going to be the Christmas stuff. Let's see, but we still do math, and I'll still do my grammar, but like if we don't have time for spelling, I'm going to leave some of these things as flexible. If we're having a great school day and it works out, then yes, we'll continue to do the spelling. But if we don't have time, I'm going to choose this stuff over this time of year instead. So
same for us. We're kind of going the same way. Yeah. Math is like, we just want to get to a certain point in math, so we'll stick with that for a few more weeks and stuff. And then same. Olivia actually specifically requested, can we stop IEW and do some kind of Christmas writing thing? So I was like, yes, we can.
We should have the kids write something and share it. Like,
yeah.
Anyways. And so like my kids still do cursive writing, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that to our morning basket time, but it's going to be like very short. They're just going to write, probably want some of our Advent scripture, and I'm going to buy them like cool paper to write it on, and it shouldn't take but just a minute. And hopefully by the end of our Christmas School this year, they'll have like a pretty piece of paper written with the birth of Christ on paper. So just very simple. So I'm trying to think what else we're going to let go of. Quite a bit, really. So it's going to be Christmas, and then math and grammar.
Yeah.
Is going to be my priority.
My oldest is in high school, so there are a few things. We are keeping, like I said, the math to keep going, and she's doing her health, science, and nutrition this year, and that one, she'll probably do that for a couple more weeks before we drop that. So, but very doable to fit in around all these fun things that we want to do still.
So we're, like, hers is in high school. We actually just finished up our science unit, and I'm just not going to start another science until January.
Yeah, same for us. No more science for the like elementary, middle school kids.
But I will say I did print off just Christmas science experiments. We're going to do science, but they're not going to know about it. They will not know. We just did the periodic table, so there's some stuff I found that has to do with that. That's Christmas related.
Christmas chemistry, huh?
Christmas chemistry, basically, but they won't know it, and I'm not going to call it science. I'm just going to say, hey, it's Free Day, Fun Day Friday, or whatever we're going to call it, and we're going to do this. So that's how we're going to make time.
Well, I think that's about all we were going to cover and stuff. We'll probably come back later and talk some more about like some of our favorite Christmas books or some other things, as those videos are possibly in the works and stuff.
I wrote down I have a goal, a theme for this time.
Yeah.
A theme.
Yeah.
I miss Thanksgiving, guys. I really did. I didn't decorate my house for fall. We didn't do one Thanksgiving activity. We went out of town the week of Thanksgiving, you know, all that kind of stuff. But so my theme for Christmas School in our family is going to be the serve. I just want them to serve and give. And I know everybody says that's the meaning of Christmas, but like you know how people do words of the year? This is my word of the Christmas school for my family. We're going to bake treats and like intentionally go and give them away immediately. One thing about Christmas time is like it's fun to bake all the stuff, but like we don't need to eat all that. But if I'm like instilling in them, hey, we just made these, let's go to the library and see if so-and-so wants it, or let's take, their daddy works pretty close, we could take it up to his job. And I just want, I want them to have that feeling of giving all month long. So that's kind of what our focus is going to be.
We kind of have the same thing, right? We're going to do a baking day and give out to some neighbors and friends. So
yeah, which we usually do it like one day, but like I guess I just don't want all the sweets in my house the whole time.
Yes.
But I want to make them with them
multiple times.
So we're going to do that. Yeah. Oh, I just wrote down some more activities I was going to do. But see, they're back in our Advent study in our book basket time. We're going to do the names of Jesus, but they're from Ever Thine Home. Do you remember? Is that company still in business? Do you even know?
I don't know.
They're real pretty. It's like got all the Christmas names of Jesus everywhere, and so we'll do one of those and put it on the tree every day. Which, if you don't have those ornaments, you could just have your kids write it down and go put it on the tree. And then we have all the Ann Voskamp Jesse tree stuff. I mean, I have so much stuff, but. Talking about missing Thanksgiving this year, I am going to every day in our book basket time. I've actually made it. It's like a really cute printable. Each day they're going to write something that they're thankful for, or like a gift they already have. Like, and it doesn't have to be a tangible thing. I mean, they probably will write down Legos or whatever. Yeah. But like a warm home, like that's what we're going to do. Gifts we already have, and then going with the serving. So I'm kind of excited about that. We've never done that. So
yeah, that's a good idea. It definitely keeps them remembering what the season is about and stuff, because in our commercialized world, that's kind of hard to do. So, so I think that's everything for today. Thank you guys for joining us again. We have fun doing that together. I like doing videos together.
So much better.
Well, we hope you all have a great Christmas school or holiday season.
Do it. Just do it.
Do it. It brings a lot of joy to your home and just gives a lot of peace to your days. So I would definitely recommend. Definitely. So don't forget to check out the playlist with the other people. I'm sure there'll be some great ideas, and I think maybe even some day in the laughs or things like that. So, and we hope to see you here again soon. We plan to put up a few more videos this holiday season, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.